Seemanchal, there, Amitabh Tiwari, where last time there was an Owaisi factor that cut into these votes. Owaisi won 5 seats. This time the belief is there could be consolidation of Muslims. All of these seats have a 30% plus Muslim population. Seemanchal could see a shift. You could see 6 elections being played out in Bihar in a way.
So essentially, Seemanchal houses 27% of the entire Muslim population of Bihar. And what happens is that last time, the NDA had won 12, the Mahagathbandhan 7, and the AIMIM 5. This time, it seems that the Muslims have consolidated behind the Mahagathbandhan, but the NDA might not see severe losses. So the Mahagathbandhan might be gaining largely at the expense of others because it's a highly polarized zone where the Hindu population also is 54% and consolidation as well as counter-consolidation comes into play.
And the Home Minister went in a very big way in Purnia. The way he campaigned there for 2 days, the aim was to ensure that the BJP does not lose the edge because this time AIM wasn't expected to do all that well.
You know, that's interesting.
1/8 seat,
Yes.
close to Patna,
Yes.
is going towards the MGB, although in that entire Patliputra-Magadh region, we are looking at a significant lead to the NDA. Rajdeep, a word now on Mithilanchal. Jale seat becomes important. Remember, this is that constituency where you saw that election play out in 2020 when it was Mashkoor Usmani of the Aligarh Muslim University who had contested on the Congress ticket, impacting the entire Mahagathbandhan in that election.
Okay,
So
and he's standing independent right now.
In Mithilanchal, we have 2 leads for Mahagathbandhan, 3 for NDA. The 2 leads for the Mahagathbandhan are coming from Madhubani at the moment and from, that's the one, Raghopur. At the moment, this is the other Raghopur, not the Raghopur which is near Patna. But the truth of the matter at the moment is if the Mahagathbandhan has to win, they have to ensure a large chunk of seats from Mithilanchal switch to them and they hold on to Patliputra. Because last time the BJP and the NDA alliance won in Mithilanchal and that saved them from the losses that they had suffered in Bhojpur and in Patliputra. So for the MGB, Mithilanchal becomes critical along with Seemanchal. These were the areas where they suffered setbacks last time. They need to offset any losses they may make in Bhojpur and Patliputra by winning in Mithilanchal. So yes.
In Mithilanchal again, we have now the leads of 8 seats in which Mahagathbandhan is leading on 3. One is Lalganj, the another one is Raghopur and then Madhubani. On the other 5 seats, it is the NDA which is leading.
And the Lalganj seat is the daughter of Munna Shukla, who is Shivani Shukla is a young girl taking on the father's Bahubali legacy.
You did a very interesting interview with her, and she was very clear that the world may see her father as a Bahubali. She didn't quite see it that way, right?
She sees it as an advantage. She wears it on her sleeve. So, and that's practically reflecting. And Jale is also very interesting, Rajdeep. And this is where the internal issues of the MGB are playing out and the NDA is getting ahead. Because what Maria just stated, the RJD has fielded a Brahman candidate, hoping to take away the Brahman vote, which is sizable. But there is a Muslim population.
One interesting detail from Sasaram, because that's where the wife of Upendra Kushwaha, Snehlata, is contesting from. And at the moment, it is Mahagathbandhan which has taken a lead in Sasaram because this is a scheduled caste and Muslim dominated constituency. Remember, the RJD had won in 2020, it had won in 2015, and in 2020 it was the BJP. So Upendra Kushwaha's
let's go region.
Mokama.
Let's very quickly go region by region.
Rajdeep, look at Mokama.
Yeah.
Anand Singh there leading in Mokama with the consolidation of the Bhumiyar vote, clearly now stating of that lead in...
it is Raghopur of Tejashwi.
Yes.
Tejashwi. This is Raghopur of
So
Tejashwi.
Tejashwi is leading in Raghopur. Okay, Champaran at the moment 1 seat to the NDA, 1 to others. Remember last time the NDA had swept Champaran, historic area. Mahatma Gandhi started one of his famous satyagrahas there in the 1920s, turned to Bhojpur, and many in the believe that Bhojpur could become a critical turnaround factor. Here the MGB and parties like the CPIML had done extremely well in areas like Buxar and Rohtas. This time the NDA is leading in 2, the Mahagathbandhan is leading in 1. Turn to Kosi, and remember here the river of sorrow as Kosi is called, but it's also a very rich fertile land. NDA leading in 2, Mahagathbandhan in 1. Mithilanchal. and this has a large 58 seats. So there's much at stake across Mithilanchal. The paternal home of Sita, remember, is in Madhubani. NDA leading in 7, Mahagathbandhan there leading in 3. Turn to Seemanchal. This is on the border with Nepal. At the moment, the Mahagathbandhan's best news is coming in from the 3 seats, including Kishanganj there in Seemanchal. So that large Muslim population that you have in Seemanchal, clearly this time not going the Owaisi way and going with the Mahagathbandhan. Turn to Patliputra, and remember, this is the historic Magadh area. NDA leading in 7, Mahagathbandhan in 2. If there is any turnaround that's already taking place in these early postal ballots, that is in Patliputra, because last time it was the Mahagathbandhan that had the edge. But when you came to Lok Sabha 2024, there was a sweep here for the NDA. So there is a turnaround that's taking place, possibly at the moment there. Can you tell us where those 7-2 are coming at the moment, Sajjan? You're getting a sense that this is the area where the NDA will hope to make their major gains this time.
Yeah, this is precisely because if you see adjacent to Patna, you have the belt of CPIML. Now, we must remember that in 2020, CPIML was seen as a party with movement, with fresh factor, and therefore it came. But now, many of their MLAs are facing anti-incumbency, and that is why this is the area wherein CPIML's ability to bring swing to Gatbandhan factor is a bit compromised, and it is in this region wherein you find that NDA is expected to do better, and that was very much visible on the ground. Kushwaha's EBC is returning to NDA because of Nitish, and CPIML hold because of anti-incumbency weakening.
Okay.